So I just want to start this video off today while this fire gets going to warm up my garage so I can work on the boat for a few hours by saying thank you to everybody so far for subscribing to my channel. It's really kind of makes this boat a lot more fun to build. Have some other guys out there and gals just as excited as I am to see this thing come together. So just want to say thank you, and also I apologize for the name change. From Outlaw Garage and Restorations to JDS Outdoors, because I felt it'd be easier to change it now than it would be if I had a bunch of other subscribers. So I changed it because I feel it's more fitting, because I'm not an outlaw. I made that a few years ago and I thought it was kind of funny, and yeah, so went from dumb to exactly what this is. About this channel, I'm going to do a lot of boat builds, updates, different tips and tricks about working on boats, and a few other things too. Like I got my power box video, how to wire up LED lights, different things to make hunting, fishing, camping a lot more fun. And given the seasons, I'll be doing those things as well: hunting, fishing, camping, building the houseboat. So without further ado, we'll get to working on this boat here for at least an hour or two tonight. Kind of got a little late day at work, so I'll throw a few updates in here or there as I get them done. First of all, I'm going to start off by removing these rivets. These two and these two that hold on the rod holders on the inside. So I'm going to show you how I do that. So to remove these rivets, I use these flap discs on an angle grinder. I love these angle grinders because you can put all kinds of stuff on them: cut-off wheels, grinding wheels, flap discs, polishing wheels. I mean, they come in handy for a lot more stuff than you would ever imagine. Removing all this rust off the trailer. This 36 grit flap disc will remove that in a blink of an eye. Now, with that being said, this 36 grit is very aggressive. It doesn't take long to remove a lot of material, so you got to be kind of careful with it. I use 36, 60, and 80 grit flap discs, but I find myself gravitating more towards these 36s because they're just so much faster. I use them for cleaning up excess metal a lot, and I like them a lot better, but you got to be careful with them. So we're going to start off by grinding just the head off of that rivet. Actually, off of all four of those rivets right there. So you very carefully grind off the head. If you're worried about paint or ruining your paint, this probably isn't the best method because you have a good chance of damaging your paint. So in that case, what I would do is you take a center punch, hit the center of that hole with a fine point. Actually, that's not my fine point. This one is. With a finer point center punch. And what that's going to do is that's going to find your center, or make a mark for your drill bit to ride on. I'll actually remove these two different ways, so you can see a paint removal, or not worrying about removing your paint and worried about removing your paint. So this first one's here is if you are worried about damaging your paint. You're going to take your center punch, get a hole, or find the middle, hit it with your hammer, leave a little indent, grab your drill, the 3/16 inch drill bit. Most of these rivets on these boats are 3/16. So you're going to put that right in that hole you just punched, and drill it out. Sometimes that head starts to spin, sometimes it doesn't. In case it doesn't, you grab a little bit broader head punch, slowly tap it off. There. That's how you remove the rivet without damaging your paint job. Obviously, it's not going to have any paint underneath it, but that's how you do it without damaging your paint job. And now we're going to do it the way that if you don't care, your paint gets a couple scratches in it, because you're going to end up repainting the boat anyways. So, safety glasses. You're going to grind the head off, just like that. So all you have left is that 3/16 inch hole and the little outline of the rivet shaft. And you're going to take your hole punch, you're going to find the hole in the center, and you're going to punch out the rivet. Just like that. This top two popped out right away. That one popped out too. Now that was done in real time. No fancy editing, because I don't know how to edit very well. So just removed a little bit of the paint. Didn't remove much of the metal at all. But you can see the difference between doing it with the center punch and the drill bit and the angle grinder. I just like the angle grinder because it's faster, I think. But that's how you remove the rivets. Both ways. Now we have the rod holder free and clear. So now he's got to remove the other side and get to taking this console and some of this other junk out of here. You can fill the dumpster. And for removing these little pop rivets, these ones are also 3/16 of an inch. Use your regular 3/16 inch drill bit. See if I can do this one-handed. You drill it out, and then the head pops off. That right there is what those brazier head rivets will do too. Most of the time. Sometimes they don't. But that's how you remove a regular pop rivet. I got a lot of those to do. I already went ahead and removed that other bracket over there for the rod holders. So, you know, one thing that's fun about taking apart boats is getting rid of other people's rat's nest of wires. Normally I don't save any wires when I'm taking boats apart, but this set of 3 cables here, the red, orange, and black, runs from here underneath the floor and all the way to the front. So that's a good 16 to 18 feet of wire, and it appears to be about 10 gauge. It's used for power the trolling motor up in the front. So that's some good heavy wire, and they don't give that stuff away around here, so I think I'm going to keep that. But as far as these pumps go, that's the bilge pump and the live well pump. Live well pump's busted, so that'll get thrown away. Get rid of that hole back there. But the bilge pump, I don't know if that works. I'll test it. If it works, I'll throw it aside, keep it, use it for some other project. Or if it's garbage, then you know what'll happen, it'll get thrown away. But this is really satisfying. Just taking a side cutter and cutting through a rat's nest of wires to get rid of it. Oh, I love that feeling. Oh, there's a couple more under there. Cut those. Throw away that mess. Add that to the garbage pile up front. Got all the rivets removed down the side for the console. And the rivets that were up there. So now, all we do, kick it off. The floor is so rotten, it just, all them screws down there, pulled right out. So, pretty crazy here. I just pulled these hinges off of the sod farm, and they're aluminum hinges. Thick, heavy duty aluminum hinges, and they work pretty good still. So, definitely going to be saving those. Thought that was kind of cool. I haven't seen aluminum hinges yet. Not too bad, Northwoods. I'm pretty impressed. Now we get to take these covers off here. Throw them in the junk pile. A couple more little hints here. This is why you use stainless steel screws and hardware in your boats. You see that screw right there? And those ones right there. Granted, yes, they're bent, but they're still in really good shape. And I can almost guarantee this is an original floor, carpet, and interior in this boat. So that means it's 47 years old. And those screws still are in really good shape. Now we go over here. This rod holder. I'm willing to bet that's not 47 years old. Those plastic rod holders haven't been around that long. And see the screws on it? They're all rusty. I've seen so many people use drywall screws and stuff like those in their aluminum boats. Just, it's not worth it. Yes, stainless steel hardware is a little bit more expensive, but it's way easier in the long run. Over here, this head was all rusty, and the screw broke off. Now I got to deal with getting that out. Shouldn't be too hard. But drywall screws are a no-no. Ever wonder the difference between marine grade carpet and your regular everyday outdoor carpet? Well, here's the difference. This right here is marine grade carpet. See on the back? It's got this rubber on it that helps to keep water from going through and makes the carpet last a lot longer. This right here is your everyday average outdoor carpet. Backside, there isn't any waterproofing or rubber or anything. It's just carpet. So this is the cheaper method, but it doesn't last the longest. So if you do a floor in your boat and use regular plywood and you don't seal it and you just want to see if you like it, by all means go with the cheaper outdoor everyday carpet, because you're planning on redoing it anyways, right? Why stick the money into good carpet? When you have your build set in stone and what you want to do, go with marine grade wood. Never ever ever use green treat in aluminum boats. It eats through it. I actually like to buy boats that people have destroyed with green treat, because I get them super cheap and I fix them. So if you do that, you keep me in business, or keep my hobby going, I should say. But that's the difference between marine grade and everyday outdoor carpet. I got the back off for the most part. The rest of it's all drill and rivets. It looks like this center bracket, that's a thicker chunk of aluminum, and it ties to this transom. See if I can get in there. It's tied to the transom and this back spill guard, splash guard. So it helps support the bouncing of the motor, and it bolts down to the floor. So there's some pretty heavy duty, thicker, looks like to be about 0.125 aluminum. A lot thicker than that stuff is. So we'll work on that tomorrow. So that's all for today's video. Appreciate you watching. Again, thanks for the support, and also apologize once more about changing the name, but same content, different name, and this one's gonna stick. Nice pile of garbage. So if you like today's video, please like and subscribe, and remember, I'm going to be uploading videos every day that I work on this thing, so you can watch the progress with me.